In the previous video, I asked you to work out x plus h to the power of 7. So I asked you to work this out, and it turns out that the coefficient, well, you can just extract the coefficient from Pascal's triangle. So this is Pascal's triangle. If you want to work out x plus h to the power of 7, then this becomes this becomes this, and so on here. You would just extract the coefficients. And then 21 here goes here, and 7 here goes here, and then you've got your 1 here, which is this one. This one here is x to the power of 7. Well, another way of writing these coefficients would be this. Hang on, would be this here. You see, if you want to express this coefficient here, this is another way of writing it. So you would pronounce this as 7 choose 1. Okay, for this position here. So you can think of it as like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you want to do x to the power of 7, then well, if you want this this coefficient here, you would just say 7 choose 3. Okay, and there's a button on your calculator, and it should look something like this. There's a button on your calculator that you have to ask your teacher on how to use this here. Every calculator will be different, so there should be a button on your calculator that looks something similar to this here. You see, if you want to know this coefficient here, then you would punch in, well, the 7 here is the n here, so somehow you would punch this into your calculator here. This k here, the 4 here, is the k here. So you would put this into here, okay? And if you want to work out, let's say, if you want to work out x to the power of x plus h to the power of, let's say, 37 here, and if you want to know this, something like this, 37 37 choose 5, then this here would be your n here, and then the fifth position would be your k here, and so on. Okay, so if you want to work out, let's say, this one here, then you would just punch in 7. Well, somehow you would enter the n here, and this here would be your k here. And again, every calculator would be different. You have to ask your teacher on how to use this button here. Okay, so and the form the way the calculator works this out is by using this formula here. So if you want to work out, let's say, if you want to work out, let's say, this one here, then don't forget this here is your n. Okay, the 7 is your n. So 7 choose 5 would be, well, 7 would be your n, and 5 here would be your k here. Okay, so 7 choose 5. Well, you would put the 7 into here, and the 5 into the k here, and just follow this formula here. But rather than you having to do it, the calculator would do it for you by using this button here. Okay, so for example, if you want to work this coefficient out, then you would use a formula. So remember, hang on, remember that 7 here is your n here, so 7 is your n, and then the 5 here is your k. The 5 here is your k, right? So you would just then use this formula here. So 7 factorial. Remember, factorial means 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Well, 7 factorial would be this thing here, okay? And then looking at this here, hang on, and then looking at this here, k factorial. Well, in our case, k is 5, so it'd be 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So really, yeah. So and then looking at this here, you've got to get n take away k. Well, n take away k here would be 2, and then 2, and then you've got your factorial here. Okay, so n factorial would be all this here. K factorial remember, we are trying to work out 7, choose 5. Okay. K's are 5 here, so it's really k factorial will be this here, and then you got to get, and then you've got to get k. You got to get n minus k. Well, n minus k. Remember, we're working this out. N minus k is 2. So this bit here is 2, and then you've got to take you got to factorize it. Sorry, you've got to take the factorial. So here yeah, 2 factorial would be this. So looking at this here, you see this, all this here gets cancelled out. Okay, so the whole bar here can't cancel. These 2 bars will cancel each other out. So it boils down to 30. It boils down to 30 divided by 2 factorial is 2, which is sorry, hang on, not 30. 7 times 6 is 42. Sorry, 7 times 6 is 42. So it boils down to this thing here, which is 42, divided by 2 here, which will give you 21. So looking at 7, choose 5 should give us 21 here. So if you go back up here, you see 7, choose 5, the 5th position here. Remember 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is indeed 21. The coefficient here is 21. Okay. Well, my point is that if you want to use if you want to work out the coefficient, you use this button on your calculator, and or you can use this formula here. Okay. Yeah. So either use this button or use this formula here. Okay. Oh, and something else. Sometimes it's easier to rather than memorizing the formula. Sometimes it's easier just to remember the movement of pictures. So, for example, if you want to work this out here, picture it as 11 factorial. That will give you this whole thing here. And then so rather than memorizing this formula here, try to visualize this inside your mind here. 11 factorial, that will give you the whole bar here, and then the 7 here, that cancels out with the tail end of this thing here. So these 2 would cancel out. Okay, so rather than remembering this formula here, try to visualize what's going on rather than remembering it. So here 11 factorial gives you this whole bar here, and then the 7 factorial bit, which is this bit here, it would get cancelled out. So these 2 would get cancelled out, this and this, and then just remember that you need to factor. You need to factor the gap that exists in between these 2. So that will be 4. 11 take away 7 will be 4. So it will be 4 factorial. So sometimes it's easier to visualize the picture inside your mind rather than the formula itself. Okay, so this here, yeah, visualize the 11 factorial, and then this here will get cancelled out with this here. Okay, and then just factorize the gap that exists between these 2. So that would be 4 factorial. Okay, just bear in mind that sometimes it's easier to memorize the movement of pictures rather than the formula itself. Okay.